It is working, but it may
Need a little bit upping, yeah. And
Yeah,
really touch both of them because you said Let's do Avinu Malkeinu. Avinu Malkeinu, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. ya da ya da da ya da da ya da 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 ya da 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 ya la la ya la la ya la 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 ya la ya da 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 ya la ya da 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya da 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la ya da 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 la la ya la ya da 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 ya la la ya da 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la la ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la la ya la la la. Welcome everybody. I invite you as we gather tonight on this most sacred night of Yom Kippur to take a deep breath. Allow the air to fill your lungs, your heart, your neshama, your soul. Let us momentarily release the burdens and the haste of our daily lives and center ourselves in the present moment, in the here and the now. Yom Kippur is called by the rabbis in Aramaic Yoma, which means the day. In Hebrew, it would be Hayom. And in a certain sense, there's only one day. Actually, there is only one day, not just in a certain sense. And that day is today. So I invite all of us to relax into this day, to face whatever is there for us to face in this day, whether it might be challenging or beautiful. Maybe there's some pain. I invite you to relax and be present with whatever's there. The haunting melody of Kol Nidre, which we're going to hear tonight, beckons us, echoing through generations and generations of our ancestors' memories and lived experiences. As you'll hear in the music, it starts in the minor key, a weeping, a sadness. And it speaks through the generations to the pain that is there in life, and the suffering, and the difficulties. It's all there. But it doesn't leave us there. It turns to the major key, to our hopes, to our dreams, to our aspirations, to all of those things that we yearn for ourselves and for the world to be. And then it mixes major and minor, and it's all mixed up together just like life. The pleasure and the pain, the challenges and the triumphs, the hope and the joy and the defeat, and the joy and the defeat and the hope. And that's life. And the invitation of Kol Nidre is to be here for all of it. The pleasure and the pain, the joy and the triumph and the challenge, and the joy again. I invite you to let the melodies and the sounds of tonight's service for Kol Nidre envelop you and create a sacred vessel for your reflections and for your presence on this day. Together may we lean into the embrace of community, the wisdom of our tradition, and the gentle guidance of presence and awareness, finding both forgiveness and renewal on our collective journey. Let's sing together, page 29 of our supplements, Come. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshipper, lover of leaving. Come, come, whoever you are. This isn't a caravan of despair, and it doesn't matter if you've broken your vows 1,000 times before, and yet again. Come again, come, and yet again come. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshipper, lover of leaving. Come, come, whoever you are. This isn't a caravan of despair, and it doesn't matter if you've broken your vows 1,000 times before, and yet again. Come again, come, and yet again come. Come again, come. Come again, come. Come again, come. Come again, come. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshipper, lover of leaving. Come, come, whoever you are. This isn't a caravan of despair, and it doesn't matter if you've broken your vows 1,000 times before, and yet again. Come again, come, and yet again come. Come again, come. Come again, come. Come again, come. Come again, come. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshipper, lover of leaving. Come, come, whoever you are. This isn't a caravan of despair, and it doesn't matter if you've broken your vows 1,000 times before, and yet again. Come again, come, and yet again come. I invite everybody to listen to the rain. outside. The rain's joining our prayers. Last year I went to a concert of shakuhachi music at the Innisfree Gardens. I don't know if anybody's ever been there. But I heard these shakuhachi players playing with an instrument called an ichi genkin, which is a one-stringed instrument. And they were playing, and I heard the music of the shakuhachi, and I heard the wind blowing through the leaves in the trees, and I heard the water from the pond nearby. And for a moment, I felt like all of nature was collaborating in this song that they were playing. And I was so moved. I was moved to tears. And I realized that the sound of the shakuhachi and the music had brought my attention to the song that was playing all the time. So I invite you to take a moment again now and listen to the rain. The sounds of nature are playing the sounds of our hearts if we would just open up and pay attention to them. They're always there. Tonight we sing Kol Nidre and we bring our attention to the melody that, as I said before, brings forward all of the emotions of life, the sorrow and the joy and the hope and the challenges. And that's the song that's playing all around us all the time, if we would just open our ears to hear it and be present to it. So I invite you this moment to relax into that song. I'd like to invite forward the current and past presidents of PCS to hold our scrolls as we rise for Kol Nidre. If one of you gets tired, you can give it to somebody else. Isn't that the leadership, right? If you get tired, you move it, you give it to somebody else. So I brought forward the metaphor of the reality of the nature being present for Kol Nidre, and that's really what the prayer says that introduces us to Kol Nidre on page 398 and 399. It's almost a magic spell where we bring forward all of nature, the Yeshiva Shel Mala, the place where everything is dwelling in the highest heights in the supernal realms, and the Yeshiva Shel Mala, the lowest of the low realms. By the authority of the earth, by the authority of the heavens, by the authority of this community, this holy, sacred community, we're all here praying together with avaryanim, which is a beautiful turn of phrase which comes from the root avar, which means to pass. The same root as Ivrim, Hebrews. We're all just passing through. This is the passing show. And we're all able to pray together in these moments. Bishiva shel mala, ubishiva shel mata, al dat hamakom ve'al dat hakahal. Anu matirin leitpalel im avaryanim. Bishiva shel mala ubishiva shel mata al dat hamakom ve'al dat hakahal. Anu matirin lehitpalel im avaryanim. Bishiva shel mala ubishiva shel mata al dat hamakom ve'al dat hakahal. Anu matirin lehitpalel im avaryanim. Ol Nidre Vesarei Vacharamei Vekonamei Vechinuyei Vekinusei Ushevu Dindana Udeishtabana Udeacharimna Vedi Asana Al Nafshatana Miyom Kippurim Zeh Ad Yom Kippurim Haba Aleinu Letova Kol Hon Icharatna Vehon Kol Hon Yeon Sharan Shavikin Shavitin Betelin Umevutalin Lashirin Velakayamin Nidrana La Nidre Vesarana La Isare Ushevuatana La Shavuot Kol Nidre Vesarei Vacharamei Vekonamei Vechinuyei Vechinusei Ushevu Dindana Udeishtavana Udeacharimna Vedi Sana Al Nafshatana Miyom Kippurim Shavar Ad Yom Kippurim Zeh Abba Aleinu Letova Kol Hon Icharatna Behon Kol Hon Yehon Sharan Shevikin Shevitin Betelin Umevutalin Lashiririn Velakayamin Nidrana La Nidre Vesarana La Esare Ushevuatana Shevu
Page 400, Venislach.
Venislach lechol adat bnei Yisrael Velager hagar betocham Velager hagar betocham Ki lechol ha'am bishgaga Slach na lavon ham hazeh Ki godel chastecha v'chasher nasata lam hazeh mi Mitzrayim ve'ad heina v'sham ne'eman Vayomer Adonai Salachti kidvarecha Vayomer Adonai Salachti kidvarecha Vayomer Adonai Salachti kidvarecha Yiridai da 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 Ya da 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 da
Let's turn now. Let's turn now to Shehechianu, supplement page 19, number 32 for Shehechianu, and then we're going to put the Torahs away and give our presidents a break. They've done enough work, these presidents. Putting you to the test in the end. So, supplements, page... We have our supplement. Thank you. There we go. Page 19. Shehechianu v'kiyemanu v'higianu lazman hazeh Shehechianu v'kiyemanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Oh mystery, grace unfolding. Oh miracle, it's you alone. Oh mystery, grace unfolding. Oh miracle, you bring us home. Shehechianu v'kiyemanu v'higianu lazman hazeh Shehechianu v'kiyemanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Oh mystery, grace unfolding. Oh miracle, it's you alone. Oh mystery, grace unfolding. Oh miracle, you bring us home. 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 Page 3 of our supplements, Ein Od Milvado. On this day of Yom Kippur, please remain standing in body or spirit for Baruch Hu we're moving into. In this day, we proclaim the holiness of everything, that the presence of God can be filled and found and felt everywhere. On this day, the one day of the year, we say the second line of the Shema out loud. Baruch Shem Kavod Adonai Mimkomo. Which is, the reason we do that is because on this one day of the year, God's presence can be felt everywhere. In every moment, all of the boundaries are broken down. And we are as if we are angels or spirits. Da 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 da, ya da 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 da. Ein od milvado, ein od milvado, Hashem hu ha'Elohim. Ya da 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 da. Ein od milvado, ein od milvado, Hashem hu ha'Elohim. Ya da da da. Ein od milvado, ein od milvado, Hashem hu ha'Elohim. Ya da da da. Ein od milvado, ein od milvado, Hashem hu ha'Elohim. Ya da da da. Ein od milvado, ein od milvado, Hashem hu ha'Elohim. Ya da da. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim בחוכמה פותח שערים ובתבונה משנה עיתים ומחליף את הזמנים ומסדר את הכוכבים במשמרותיהם ברקיע כרצונו בורא יום ולילה גולל אור מפני חושך וחושך מפני אור ומעביר יום ומביא לילה ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה אדוני צבאות שמו אל חי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד ברוך
Ata Adonai. Yai, dai, 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 dai. Yai, dai, 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 dai. Yai, dai, 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 dai. Ha'ma'ariv Aravi. Seasons change. A year passes. In Judaism, time isn't a straight line, and time isn't a circle. Time is a spiral. In Judaism, time isn't a straight line. Time isn't a circle. Time is a spiral. We go through the seasons. Some things change, some things stay the same. And the things that change are not the things that are important. The things that stay the same are the things that are with us always. Our love for each other, our warmth, our community, our seeking towards truth, beauty, and goodness in this world. And our prayer and our ability to bring love into this world. I invite us to turn to page 28 of our supplements. The love of God is the love of each other. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. We are embraced by arms that find us even when we are hidden from ourselves. We are touched by fingers that soothe us, even when we are too proud for soothing. We are counseled by voices that guide us, even when we are too embittered to hear. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. We are supported by hands that uplift us, even in the midst of a fall. We are urged on by eyes that meet us, even when we are too weak for meeting. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. Embraced, touched, soothed, and counseled. Ours are the arms, the fingers, the voices. Ours are the hands, the eyes, the smiles. We are loved by an unending love. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Page 412, please join me in the Shema. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha vehayu hadavarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha veshinantam levanecha vedibarta bam beshivtecha beveitecha uvelechtecha vaderech uveshochbecha uvekumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha vehayu letotafot bein einecha uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha. I invite you to keep reading silently page 414 and 415 and 416 just for a few moments, or say the words that are written in your own heart. Please join me on page 4 of the supplement, number 3. So you shall love what is holy with all your courage, with all your passion, with all your strength. Let the words that have come down shine in our words and our actions. We must teach our children to know and understand them. We must speak about what is good and holy within our homes, when we are working, when we are at play, when we lie down, and when we get up. Let the work of our hands speak of goodness. Let it run in our blood and glow from our doors and windows. We should love ourselves, for we are of God. We should love our neighbors as ourselves. We should love the stranger, for we were once strangers in the land of Egypt and have been strangers in all the lands of the world since. Let love fill our hearts with its clear, precious water. Heaven and earth observe how we cherish or spoil our world. Heaven and earth watch whether we choose life or choose death. We must choose life so that we and our children's children may live. Be quiet and listen to the still small voice within that speaks in love. Open to that voice, hear it, heed it, and work for life. Let us remember and strive to be good. Let us remember to find what is holy within and without. Adonai Elohechem Emet. Page 418, Mi Chamocha. We're reminded from the Mi Chamocha prayer that redemption is always possible. This is the song that the Israelites sang as they crossed the sea. It reminds us, with the right combination of faith and action, that even when there's an army of Egyptians coming after us and a sea in front of us, there's always a way through. There's always a way through. That we should have faith and action that redemption is possible. Mi chamocha b'helim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osei fele, malchutecha ra'u vanecha bokei hayam lifnei Moshe uMiriam ze'eli anu ve'amru Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed ve'ne'emar kifad Adonai et Yaakov ugalo mi'ad chazak mimenu Baruch ata Adonai Yai da dai 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 Yai da dai 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 Yai dai 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 Yai dai 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 Yai dai 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 Gal Yisrael. Invite you to turn to page 29 of your supplements. The words of this song are spread over us, all of us, wings of peace. And I invite you, if you're near somebody that you feel close to spread a wing of peace over them. Could be your arm, it could be your talus, or it could just be looking at them fondly. Spread over all of us wings of peace. Spread over all of us wings of peace. Shalom, ufros aleinu, ufros aleinu, sukat shalom, sukat shalom, ufros aleinu, sukat shalom, shalom. Draw water and joy, draw water and joy from the living well. 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 Ma'im Chaim, Ma'im Chaim, water of life. Ma'im Chaim, water of life. Shalom. Spread over all of us wings of peace. Spread over all of us wings of peace. Shalom. Ufros aleinu, sukat shalom, Page 420. Ki vayom hazeh yechaper alechem letaher etchem yadai dai 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 mikol chatotechem lifnei Adonai titaru ki veyom hazeh yechaper alechem letaher etchem yadai dai 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 mikol chatotechem lifnei Adonai titaru yididai dai dai yadai dai dai yadai dai 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 yadai dai dai yadai dai dai yadai dai 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 yadai dai I invite you to have your own silent Amidah, your own silent prayer. It begins on page 424, or you can say the words of your heart, and when you're finished, you may be seated.
Say shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru. Say shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Oh, say shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru. Amen. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Oh, say shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru. Amen. Oh, say shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru. Amen. May the one who brings peace in all of the sublime realms bring peace for us here on earth, and let us say Amen. I'd like to now invite forward our choir to sing Adon HaSlichot, which is page 34 in our supplements. Adon HaSlichot is a traditional Sephardic piyut, a Sephardic song, poem, prayer that is sung for the high holidays, and it speaks about all of the mystical, magical ways of God, the mysterious ways of God that God moves in, that even brings forgiveness to all of us. Wiping the slate clean, allowing us to let go of all of those ways that didn't work for us in the previous year, and embrace all of our hopes and dreams for the coming year. רחם עלינו, חטאנו לפניך,
חטאנו לפניך רחם עלינו 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 פועל ישועות צופה עתידות קורא הדורות רוקב ערבות שומע תפילות תמים דעות חטאנו לפניך רחם עלינו חטאנו לפניך רחם עלינו.
Thank you to our choir. So amazing to be with everybody today in community. Singing together, moving together, breathing together. Those of us who are here in person, those of us who are here online. I want to share another memory. Those of you who were here on Rosh Hashanah, you heard me share a memory of my trip to Japan this summer with Ari, my son. And I'd like to share another memory tonight. So after the first week of our trip, which we spent in Tokyo, of course, because we landed in Tokyo, and Nagoya, which was the city where I lived when I was in college 28 years ago, we found ourselves with a reservation in a quaint little town called Gujo in the Gifu Prefecture. It's sort of a random little town. And Gujo is known for its celebration of the Japanese Buddhist festival of the dead called Obon. And they're very well known for their odori, which are the dances that they do in honor of this festival of Obon. And as luck would have it, purely out of coincidence, we ended up in Gujo. And purely out of coincidence, we ended up there for the second day of this amazing dance festival, which is known throughout the country as the Obon Dance Festival, that goes on for 3 months during the summer, every weekend. And so we went, of course. So our taxi dropped us off on a seemingly random street that was shrouded in darkness. But then, as we walked a little bit closer to where our driver had pointed, we heard the distant sounds of Japanese flute, the shakuhachi, the shamisen, which is a stringed instrument, and a drum, and singing. And it guided us sort of like a beacon towards where all of this was happening. And as we moved closer, we saw Japanese lanterns and people, and the sounds of the music got louder. And then all of a sudden, we were met with a sea of people moving as one, dancing together, circumambulating around a huge float where the musicians were in the middle, playing all of those instruments I just mentioned. And it was alive. And it was like nothing I'd ever seen before. The Japanese wear a wooden sandal called geta, which is sort of like a clog. And some people who were dressed in traditional dress were wearing these geta, and as they stamped down during the dance, you could hear all of the people's getas clicking against the sidewalk. And then they would clap together in unison. And there would be this rhythmic backdrop of the geta and the clapping and the movements and the music, on and on and on. And there were people of all ages, from the youngest little kids to toddlers and elders, and they were all immersed in the dance. And it seemed like they all knew the movements to these dances. And it, as I said, it was like nothing I'd ever seen before. And some people were dressed in traditional clothes, but some people were dressed in jeans and T-shirts, and they were all circumambulating, moving around and around and around. And at first, I stood on the periphery because I was like, whoa, this is really intense. And so I took out my phone, of course, and I started to film it. But Ari, I looked over, and Ari was already dancing. He was already following all the movements. He was watching the people in front of him, and he had picked up the dance. And I was still filming, and finally I put away my phone, and I took Ari's inspiration, and I tentatively began to mimic a few of the steps, gestures, claps, and stomps. But my inner dialogue kept playing in my mind. I don't do this. What am I thinking? I can't do this. Everybody's looking at me. I must look so silly. Wait, this actually feels kind of good. I guess I can do this after all. And by the end, I was flowing with the crowd, picked up the dances, and I felt the boundaries between myself fall away, and at the same time, I felt completely grounded in my body. My feet stomping on the ground, my hands clapping with everybody else's in unison. And as I danced, I sort of got lost in this collective spirit of the Gujo Odori, the Gujo dances. And I felt this deep, deep sense of connection. And I had this feeling that I don't know if I've ever experienced this feeling of, maybe in synagogue, of what it feels to be connected to something larger than myself. Now, the history of the dances actually goes back to a man in the Tokugawa period named Endo Yoshitaka 400 years ago. So 400 years they've been doing this every summer. And when he created the dances, it was, quote, an attempt to encourage all the town's citizens to get together regardless of social level or position. Everybody was invited, even us gaijin, even us foreigners. From the youngest to the oldest, the poorest to the richest, doesn't matter who you were all invited to the dance. No membership card required. Everybody was invited. And this spirit remains today, as Ari and I both noticed, both learned. And there it was, a practice that brought people together, that was ancient, that was powerful, but yet had the values of equality, egalitarianism, where everybody's gifts were uplifted and honored. What a gift. it was to experience that by chance. So Ari and I danced for about 2 hours, and it wasn't over. But there was one last train back to our hotel, and our hotel was 10 miles away. So we decided we didn't want to walk back to the hotel. So we walked the 1 mile back to the train, which was a small one-car red train, probably came right out of the 1950s. And as we walked back through the streets of Gujo, the echoes of the festival still humming in our ears, walking on the cobblestone streets with the wooden storefronts, we were both speechless. Now, Ari and I are both individualists and introverts. So this manner of communal experience was a sensation that Ari and I rarely experienced, rarely could be open to, especially in the hustle and bustle of our lives in the United States. So we kept walking in silence, sort of floored, until I said, "It's no wonder that we feel such profound loneliness and anxiety in the West. No wonder we're so afraid of death. No wonder we're so self-conscious and so critical. No wonder we're in the midst of a mental health crisis. Maybe this is a piece of what we've been missing." And Ari nodded. I'm sort of abbreviating our conversation a little bit. And he added, "Well, it's not just a problem in America, Dad. Modernization is everywhere, even in Japan, here in cities like Tokyo." And as Ari and I kept talking, we acknowledged that there were actually many gifts of Western culture and modernization, scientific advancements, the relentless march toward progress, strides toward equality. But we also recognized the loss, the void left by the absence of this deep kind of community connection. "It's a balance," Ari said thoughtfully. "There must be a way to integrate the best of both worlds." I thought of our synagogues back in New York. We have glimpses of that connection, especially during the high holidays, but it's not the same intensity. The ultra-Orthodox and Orthodox communities might come close to this, but there's the trade-off, the lack of egalitarianism, the constraints on women's rights and freedoms. So the train ride back to the hotel was filled with reflections, aspirations, deep-seated desire to bridge both worlds. And the experience left us with a lingering question. How can this beautiful and necessary feeling of community connection compete against the individualism, transactionalism, and materialism that modernity brings? Or even more forcefully, can it compete? Even with the incredible feelings that I had from that day, it would take an extraordinary force of will to swim against the strong tide of modernity. And even now, in my mind, the experience has faded into the background of memory, and it feels more like a dream than something that actually happened. But I believe that this is what our Jewish ancestors were alluding to in Jewish practice and in their dreams of a messianic age, a utopian time when everything is perfect and there's no suffering and there's no war. There's a wonderful story which is part midrash and part prophecy from the Talmud that envisions this messianic age. And I was actually thinking about it while we were dancing in the streets in Japan in that small town. It says the following: "In the future, the Holy Blessed One will arrange a circle dance of the righteous, and God will be sitting among them in the Garden of Eden. And each and every one of the righteous will point to God with their finger, as it is stated, and it shall be said on that day, behold, this is our God for whom we waited, that God might save us. This is Yud-He Vav-He for whom we waited. We will be glad and rejoice in their salvation. God will be revealed so that every righteous individual will be able to say, this is our God, as though they were pointing to God with a finger." The Hasidic master, Rabbi Menachem of Chernobyl, comments on this text from the Talmud, and he says, "In the future, all will reconnect to the divine root. All separations will end. The full brilliance of the divine light will appear in each world. There will be no genders, for all will grasp the light equally, like a circle with no beginning and no end. No one will need to learn from another. This is the meaning of the Talmudic teaching that in the future God will hold a dance of the righteous. It also explains the circle dances we do on Hoshana Rabbah and Shmini Atzeret, which enact the messianic time. As Jeremiah said, the woman shall encircle the man. The same is true regarding the dance led by Miriam, says Menachem Nachum of Chernobyl. Her song and dance enabled the highest spiritual awareness, like the future era when divisions end. Moses spoke from a realm where genders are separate, saying, I will sing, meaning someday. But Miriam brought down the divine light now. She said, sing now. Ashir al Adonai. I will sing now. She brought the messianic spirit, breaking down the boundaries in this circle dance where all distinctions fade away and all become one with each other and with the divine. And yet, each individual can point across the circle to someone else, because you're pointing to God, right? They're all pointing to God. They're all in a circle, and they're pointing to God, but they're actually pointing to each other, identifying the divine face in their face. Now, when Ari and I discussed this, we also discussed the dangers of loss of ego, which I think is an important thing to point out. I recounted to him how my teacher, Rabbi Zalman Schachter Shalomi, used to say, if someone tells you to get rid of your ego, you'd better watch your wallet. So we talked about the potential for people to take advantage of others when their ego defenses are down. We talked about the dangers of cults and other communities where people willingly relinquish their individuality to the collective, and usually to a charismatic leader. Don't ever relinquish your ego to me, please. And I'm not that charismatic, really. This is why the circle is the key, both in the Jewish messianic vision and in the dances of Gujo. Why equality is the key. Why we must balance the lessons of equality, egalitarianism, feminism, and modern and postmodern philosophy with this loss of ego, this loss of individuality. So I expanded with Ari the conversation, and I said another thing that Reb Zalman said, which is the ego is a great manager, but a horrible boss. The ego is a great manager, but a horrible boss. The ego is great at protecting us from being taken advantage of, but when the ego is running the show, it becomes all about the individual, and we're faced with the selfishness, materialism, transactionalism, what we have today in the modern world. So maybe this is what Hillel said when he said, Im ein ani li mili, if I am not for myself, who will be for me? Ve'im ani rak la'atzmi, ma ani, if I am just only for myself, what am I? Ve'im lo achshav ematai, and if not now, when? So I was going to cut out my Hasidic story for tonight, but my son Ari, who experienced this with me, said, you have to tell the Hasidic story. So I'm going to tell it. So it's Ari's fault if it's taking too long. So a long time ago in a quaint European village, there was a town that was known for its wine and its vineyards. And each family had its own personal grape fields behind its house, and each family had its own vintage of wine that it made. And one day, a great, awesome, famous Rebbe was coming to visit the town with his entourage. And they got together, they said, what are we going to give this great Rebbe as a gift? And they said, well, it's our community, we're known for making wine, so let's give him and his entourage some wine. And then somebody said, well, but if any one of us gives him our wine, all the wine for him and his entourage, we're going to run out of our wine because each one of us only has a small field. So what are we going to do? So somebody came up with an idea. They said, let's take a big barrel and put it in the middle of the town, and each family will, by the honor system, take a little bit of their wine and pour it into the barrel. so that when the Rebbe and his entourage come, it's full with all of the wine combined. What do they call that when different wines combine? What do they? Yes, it's a blended. Sorry, yes, a blend. Yes, it was a blend of all of their different vintages. All right, so that was a great idea. They thought, wonderful. So the days started to pass, and everybody was supposed to take their wine and put it in the barrel. But there was one family, and they were like, well, we really can't spare it. We really don't have enough to spare anything to put in the barrel. So, let's just put in some water. And everybody else will put in their wine. It'll be fine. Nobody will know the difference. It'll be a little bit watered down. And so they did. And so the day came when the Rebbe came, and he got up on the dais with his entourage, and they had a whole table set for him, and they had the cups all ready. And they said, great, Rebbe, we have for you a gift from our people. We have our wine that we've produced for you. And they began to pour out the wine, and instead of wine, it was just water. Everybody had had the same idea as this one family. And so they watered down their wine to the level that it wasn't even their wine anymore. It was just water. That's a cautionary tale, by the way. So this is a reminder of the intricate and fragile tapestry of the threads that have to be woven together to create a community. It underscores the profound impact of every single contribution, no matter how seemingly insignificant. And when individuals shirk their responsibility, assuming others will compensate, the entire community can find itself bereft. It's also a testament to how each of our little contributions, if we're all contributing, can add up to something greater than the sum of its parts. On Yom Kippur morning, our Torah reading recounts the meticulous rituals of the high priest as he sought atonement, first for himself, then for his family, then for the entire nation. And this was his sacred duty. Yet, the absence of the high priest after the destruction of the temple brought forward the question, how are we going to find atonement when there's no high priest and no temple? And the question was answered by King David, according to the Midrash, in a prophecy. And they said that King David heard that there would no longer be a temple, and he asked God how people would do atonement without a high priest, without a charismatic figure to do the atonement. And it says in the Midrash that God proclaimed that in the absence of the high priest in a temple, it is the unity of the community that brings about atonement. It is the unity of the community that brings about atonement. So when we come together, as we're coming together today, with shared purpose and intent, we create a powerful force that moves us towards redemption and wholeness. The great Buddhist teacher Thich Nhat Hanh said that the Buddha of the future will not be a singular entity, but rather the whole spiritual community. Just as the high priest once stood as the conduit for our collective atonement, now it is the united community that holds us and holds with us together with the power to heal and forgive. So there's a truth, one that those who have experienced the Gujo Odori, as we have, or anyone who's experienced a communal gathering like that can attest to, whether you've shown up for a minyan on a Saturday morning, or whether you come together for a short while, there's a magic that unfolds. Just like in those rhythmic dances in Japan. The simple act of gathering together in community testifies to the power of community. It's not just the prayers and the rituals. Those are nice too. It's the collective spirit that emerges when we gather together in sacred community. I saw this magic at play this year at PCS on Friday nights, where we had Larry and our amazing band come and play music, and everybody brought their contributions to this community, and it was an incredible communal experience. So every time you immerse yourselves in such gatherings, whether it's being part of a minyan or coming to a Friday night, you contribute to creating that vessel that can hold all of us. So show up this year at PCS in whatever way you can, whatever contribution you want to bring. Come to a Friday night. Come to a Saturday morning. Make a minyan. Help people say Kaddish. Come to a Shiva minyan. Lead a Shiva minyan. I'll help you. I'll teach you how. Not that hard. Or maybe just be there for a friend. Or come to the book group. Is anybody in the book group at PCS? Come to the book group. Or our adult education classes. Or our nature walks. We're going to have some nature walks this year. So come together this year and remember the power of community. And help us to weave this beautiful tapestry that is composed of each of our individual threads here at PCS. May we find the strength in our traditions and our connections to each other. May our efforts this year weave a tapestry of unity, understanding, and love. In this new year, let us step forward with hope and determination, seeking to build a world where the spirit of community shines brightly, undimmed by the challenges of our times. Gemar Chatima Tova. Shana Tova. There we go. That's better. Everybody know what Gemar Chatima Tova means, yes? Have a good finishing of your sealing. So I'll try that. I'll say that, and then everybody can say that back to me. Gemar Chatima Tova. Beautiful. Thank you. Let's join together for Ashamnu, page 8 in our supplements. Ashamnu, Bagadnu, Gazalnu, Dibarnu Dofi, He'evinu, Hirshadnu, Zadnu, Chamasnu, Pafalnu Sheker, Yai-da-dai, nai-nai, ya-na-na-nai, nai-nai, ya-na-na-nai, nai-nai, Ya-atznu ra, Kizavnu, Latnu, Maradnu, Niatznu, Sararnu, Avinu, Pashanu, Sararnu, Kishinu, Orev, Rashanu, Shichatnu, Tiavnu, Tainu, Taitanu, Yai-na-nai-nai-nai, Ya-na-na-nai-nai-nai, Ya-na-na-nai-nai-nai. Who are we? We are light and truth, infinite wisdom, eternal goodness. Yet we've abused, we've betrayed, we've been cruel, we've destroyed. At our core, we are light and truth, infinite wisdom, eternal goodness. Yet we've embittered, we have falsified, we have slandered, we have hated. Yai da 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 da. Who are we? We are light and truth, infinite wisdom, eternal goodness. Yet we've mocked, we've neglected, we've oppressed, we've perverted. At our core, we are light and truth, infinite wisdom, eternal goodness. Yet we have quarreled, we've rebelled, we have stolen, we've corrupted. Our real being is light and truth, infinite wisdom, eternal goodness. Yet we've been unkind, we've been violent, we've left the past, we've left others off the path. Yai da 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 da. Please turn to page 454 for the 13 attributes. Please rise. Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum V'Chanun, Erech Apayim, V'Rav Chesed V'Emet, Notzer Chesed La'alafim, Nose avon v'fesha v'chata v'nakeh. Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum V'Chanun, Erech Apayim, V'Rav Chesed V'Emet, Notzer Chesed La'alafim, Nose avon v'fesha v'chata v'nakeh. Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum V'Chanun, Erech Apayim, V'Rav Chesed V'Emet, Notzer Chesed La'alafim, Nose avon v'fesha v'chata v'nakeh. Yudei Vavei, compassion and tenderness, patience, forbearance, kindness, awareness, bearing love from age to age, lifting guilt and mistakes and making us free. Lifting guilt and mistakes, making us free. You can be seated. Shema Koleinu, Adonai Eloheinu, Chus v'rachem aleinu v'kabel b'rachamim u'v'ratzon et tefilateinu. Hashivenu, Hashivenu, Adonai Elecha V'nachenu Kadesh Yameinu Kedem Kadesh Yameinu Kedem. Page 460, Anu Amecha. Anu Amecha ve'ata Eloheinu. Anu Vanecha ve'ata Avinu. Anu Avadecha ve'ata Adoneinu. Anu Kehalecha ve'ata Chelkeinu. Anu Nachalatecha ve'ata Goraleinu. Anu Tzonecha ve'ata Roeinu. Anu Karnecha ve'ata Notreinu. Anu Beulatecha ve'ata Notreinu. Anu Rayatecha ve'ata Dodeinu. Anu Segulatecha ve'ata Keromeinu. Anu Amecha ve'ata Malkeinu. Anu Ma'amirecha ve'ata Ma'amireinu. Page 466. Al chet she'achatanu lefanecha b'imut halev, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך בביטוי שפתיים, על חטא שחטאנו לפניך בגלוי ובסתר, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך בדיבור פה, על חטא שחטאנו לפניך בהרהור הלב, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך בווידוי פה, על חטא שחטאנו לפניך בזדון ובשגגה, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך בחילול השם, ועל כולם אלוה הסליחות, סלח לנו מחל לנו, כפר לנו, על חטא שחטאנו לפניך בטיפשות פה, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך ביודעים ובלא יודעים, על חטא שחטאנו לפניך בחפת שוחד, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך בלשון הרע, על חטא שחטאנו לפניך במאכל ובמשתה, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך בנטיית קרון, ועל כולם אלוה סליחות, סלח לנו מחל לנו, כפר לנו. I invite you to rise in body or in spirit. על חטא שחטאנו לפניך בשיקור עין, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך בעזות מצח, על חטא שחטאנו לפניך בפלילות, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך בצרות עין, על חטא שחטאנו לפניך בקשיות עורף, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך ברכילות, על חטא חטא שחטאנו לפניך בשנאת חינם, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך בתימהון לבב, ועל כולם אלוה סליחות, סלח לנו, מחל לנו, כפר לנו. Avinu Malkeinu, supplement, page 7, number 9. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Konenu Vanenu, Ki ein banu masim, Aseh imanu, Tzedaka v'chesed, Aseh imanu, Tzedaka v'chesed ve'oshienu. Our Father, our King, teach us how to make this year a new beginning. Our Mother, our Queen, teach us how to grow from the harshness of life. Our source and our destiny, teach us how to accept what we must accept. Our guide and our truth, teach us how to change what must be changed. Avinu Malkeinu, Imenu Malkateinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Kanenu Vanenu, Ki ein banu masim, Aseh imanu, Tzedaka v'chesed, Aseh imanu, Tzedaka v'chesed ve'hoshienu. Our Father, our King, teach us how to face disease and death. Our Mother, our Queen, teach us how to enjoy the gifts of life. Our source and our destiny, teach us how to make peace with our enemies. Our guide and our truth, teach us how to best help our people Israel. Avinu Malkeinu, Imenu Malkateinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Kanenu Vanenu, Ki ein banu masim, Aseh imanu, Tzedaka v'chesed, Aseh imanu, Tzedaka v'chesed ve'oshienu. Our Father, our King, teach us how we can best help all humanity. Our Mother, our Queen, let us find pardon for our wrongdoings. Our source and our destiny, let us to return to you wholly and completely. Our guide and our truth, teach us how to help those who are ill. Our Father, our King, let us write our names in the book of life. Our Mother, our Queen, help us find inner freedom. Our source and our destiny, help us to find inner freedom. Our guide and our truth, teach us how to love. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Kanenu Vanenu, Ki ein banu masim, Aseh imanu, Tzedaka v'chesed, Aseh imanu, Tzedaka v'chesed ve'hoshienu. Father, our King, receive our prayers. Our Mother, our Queen, teach us how to be good partners. Our source and our destiny, teach us how to be good parents. Our guide and our truth, teach us how to be good children. Our Father, our King, teach us how to be good friends. Our Mother, our Queen, teach us how to be good Jews. Our source and our destiny, teach us how to be good people. Our guide and our truth, teach us how to be in harmony with your universe. Avinu Malkeinu, Imenu Malkatenu, Avinu Malkeinu, Panenu Vanenu, Yen Banu Masim, Asei Imanu, Tzedaka v'chesed, Asei Imanu, Tzedaka v'chesed ve'oshienu. Says we're supposed to sing this belachash in a whisper, so let's do it one last time in a whisper, because we know God can hear us even when we whisper. Avinu Malkeinu, Imenu Malkatenu, Avinu Malkeinu, Panenu Vanenu, You can be seated. I'd like to now invite forward Annabelle Schotten and our choir to do the Kaddish, the Hasidic Kaddish. You're going to stay in your seats. Okay, but you guys can stand up. How about that? How about we... Let's stand. Let's all stand. Yeah. Thank you. 476.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba, be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uv'yom echon, uv'chayedech o Beit Yisrael, b'gala uv'izman kariv. Yisrael.
Not only is she here on Sunday mornings teaching our students music along with Ari, but she's also my niece. So I'm Shepping Nachas. You can be seated. I'm going to invite forward Roberta Corres to just share a welcome and a few welcomes. I should say co-president.
I do want to welcome everyone, whether you were a founding member of Pleasantville Community Synagogue or checking us out for the first time these high holidays. We want to be your home, away from home. I thought your sermon was a better Kol Nidre appeal than I ever could have come up with. Because, I mean, we all need to be present for each other, to do what we can, but we can't all pour in just water all the time. So, I hope that those who are new will become old friends, and I wish everyone to be inscribed for a good year, a year of health, life, and amen.
Amen. Thank you, Roberta. And peace and relaxation, too. See, Roberta, you left out peace. Well, Roberta stood up at Rosh Hashanah for the Aliyah for people who are trying to relax a little bit more and do self-care. So
Yes.
if that's what you're getting from this community, please come and we'll help you take care of yourself and relax. This is a place where we can all relax and be together and be ourselves. So I'm going to read together with all of us page 24 in our supplements, which reminds us that all of this great energy that we're building up today and all of this clearing of the slate is for a purpose. So I'll read a verse and you read a verse. We cannot merely pray to God to end war, for the world was made in such a way that we must find our own path of peace within ourselves and with our neighbor. We cannot merely pray to God to end starvation, for we already have the resources with which to feed the entire world if we would only use them wisely. We cannot merely pray to God to end disease, for we already have great minds with which to search out cures and healing if we would only use them constructively. Therefore, we pray instead for strength, determination, and willpower, to do instead of merely to pray, to become instead of merely to wish, that our world may be safe and that our lives may be blessed. Please rise for Aleinu, page 478. Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula leotzer breshid, shelo asanu kagoye haratzot, velo samanu kamishpachot adama,
שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, והשב אותה אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים, והשב אותה אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו, ושמו, ושמו echad. If you're saying Kaddish, please remain standing. Otherwise, you may be seated. We remember tonight congregants, loved ones who passed away between on this week. Nathan Safranik, Mort Cohen, Joseph Lawrence Green, Leslie Brown, Pearl Sherman Racklin, and Michael Leese. And we also would like to remember, people can just indicate, put your hand up, and when I look at you, say their name.
All those who have no one.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Others? Thank you. Kaddish can be found on page 482 of your machzors. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei ve'amlich malchutei, b'chayichon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lalmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shmei dekudsha brichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush bechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru amen. You may be seated. I guess I'll make some announcements. Sure, why not? Meditation is tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. Please join Peter Schaefer for meditation. And maybe Ari will be here for meditation too. I don't know. And others. Tomorrow the service begins at 9:30, maybe even a little early, 9:25-ish.
and it goes all day and afternoon. And during the afternoon, there will be. Malcolm, do you want to share just quickly from your understanding what's going to happen here?
It's going to be a treat if you plan on staying in the afternoon. It's a strange time. You know, the service is over. We can go home and schluff if we can. We're putting together kind of what we're calling relaxation and meditation kind of program that will include some movement, some music, some meditation, some study together as part of really what the rabbi has said about building sort of this wonderful open community where we can share in those gifts that we have. So that's going to start shortly after service is over, which will be around 1:30, 2, give or take.
Mhm.
And we'll be together for a while, and then we can relax and shul or go our own ways after.
And then the mincha, there will be a discussion of Jonah. I think it's around 5 o'clock. You have to look at one. Just look on the website and your emails. I think there's also a sheet that says everything happening. And then Ne'ilah, and then a small breakfast here. And then if you're interested in joining Bruce and Rabbi Shoshana, where are you guys going to be? Let us know. Yeah. It's just sharing a meal, break the fast. We're going to have just an informal, nosh here. So people who want to actually have a bigger meal can go with Bruce and Rabbi Shoshana. They're going to go eat a meal together. So feel free to join them. Any other announcements? All right. Well, let's all be present and have a wonderful day today. And they call this one long day, Yom Arichta. And as these profound melodies that we sang tonight begin to wane, I invite each of us to draw a deep collective breath. Let it go with each breath. Let's ground ourselves in the present, being here with the gentle embrace of community around us. Let's let the rhythm of our being together for this long day help us to weave the tapestry in our hearts that are broken, and with each other and with a community. Let us find strength and stillness, wisdom and silence, and renewal in each breath. And with every inhale and exhale, may we be drawn closer to the essence of who we are and to the divine love that envelops us all. We end with Return Again, which, if people want to sing along, are page 14 in your supplements. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return again and again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return to who you are, return to what you are, return to where you are born and reborn again. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return again and again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return to who you are, return to what you are, return to where you are born and reborn again.
Yanai nanai, yanai nanai nanai, ni nanai 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 nanai, yanai nanai nanai. Little trumpet. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return again and again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return to who you are, return to what you are, return to where you are born and reborn again. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Gamar Chatima Tova, everybody. Wish you all a productive and meaningful fast. ya da 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 da